Hey everybody, welcome to another list video. Today we're going to be talking about our top 5 favorite investigators currently in the game. Otherwise, part of me did want to put Charlie Kane in as one of them and just find an old picture of him. But I did not. I took this seriously. And I handled this, as with all of our list videos, with nothing but respect. Let's dive in right away. Bryn, with your number 5, which is Calvin Wright.
Yeah, so this one could have been very easily Preston or Lola. I like the weird investigators, the ones who you have to think about what exactly you want in your deck. You don't sit down to build them and I'm just gonna jam good red cards into my deck. Although there is like some of that obviously. But the ones that play a little I like that.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
Calvin Wright was just the one that ended up winning out.
He's
He is the
probably the
one you
weirdest, to be
talk about
fair.
the most. Like,
Yeah.
you talk about Preston a lot, but I hear you like talk about Calvin like the most out of all the weird ones. So that makes sense.
Yeah, like I think I've played Calvin two or three times, we'll say, and I've only played Preston the one time, so
I want to try Calvin. I haven't tried him yet.
he's really cool.
He does seem cool.
Yeah, every turn you're like, this could be it.
My number 5 is Safina Rousseau. It really opened my eyes to me when we did the gift trade exchange decks, and Travis built the Safina deck that had the double double, and it was a really good time. Big money is not really something I play as warranted by when I played Preston. I played poor Preston. It was a really fun playstyle, and I really look back to my game time with her as a very exciting thing. And I like the fact that she's all about events. As one thing we'll learn throughout the rest of for the majority of my picks, it's not so much about the. I like events and skills a lot when we play this game, and Safina was big on the event side, and I also like filling in that support role. It's how I prefer to play this game. I'd rather be survivable in manageable in everything than like focus on one thing. And Safina really helps make that fun. Travis, your number 5 is Mandy Thompson.
Yeah, I've only been able to play her once and haven't even finished the campaign yet. 'Cause it's not technically out in North America, and also we're not allowed to get together. But I've only played like one flavor of her, and I think there's a lot of really neat deck builds you can do with her. You can do something really, really niche and focused around like putting together the segments of Onyx. You could do like sort of a money-oriented green build that focuses more on the events. You could do like the build that I built was just. If you haven't been watching our videos, I picked the best red cards and then I played like 60 or 50 yellow cards or whatever.
Because you choose her.
All the gimmicks into my deck at once.
You choose her secondary color, right, for her, right? When you
Yeah,
deck
you
build?
can pick purple, red, or green.
That's pretty cool. That's cool.
Yeah, lots of deck building flexibility, very powerful ability, support and like as a support and offensively, and just like there's so many things you can do with her.
And obviously, it's left an impact on me because of the dream I had where you had 100 cards in your hand. So
Yeah, that was a little bit weird, but
yeah,
you
but
know.
that's how it is, right? She seems powerful too. I'm excited to try her out one day. Bryn, your number 4 is none other than William Yorick.
All red.
All right.
Yeah, I think William Yorick might be the investigator that I have played the most. I started playing him because one of my friends joked that I should play him because I look like him. And he's pretty much just been like whenever I play a campaign, it's almost always William Yorick that I'm playing. There's just like a lot of neat things you can do with him. The dream is to build a cat conveyor belt
And just
where you're just throwing away cats for minimal value, but that's okay because they're practically free and you can just get them. Yeah, so that's the dream build.
I've played William York I think twice now, and he's a good time. He's very strong.
Yeah, he is very strong.
Yeah.
William York is very much the kind of deck that you like to play in all games, Bryn, where it's just like a slowish but like incremental value grind.
Yeah, you just get to grind your opponent into the mud.
Yeah, you don't have an actual way to win the game, but you're like eventually you'll kind of give up or like
Eventually you don't want to play anymore.
yeah,
My number 4 is Duke, the dog, with his friend
of course.
Ashcan Pete. I like red. That's no surprise to everybody who watches these series. They know that I am the red guy. And a big thing I like about Ashcan Pete is his play style is very simple, right? However, you feel like you're hanging out with Duke, and then you have Duke, and it tells the story of Duke and Ashcan Pete going around solving mysteries. And it also shows how useless Ashcan is, because Duke does all the heavy lifting. Ashcan just looks through the garbage for Duke to have something to eat. So that's why Duke is covering Ashcan, because Duke's just the best boy. Travis, who's your number 4?
Yeah, Wendy Adams. This is probably a weird pick for me, and like I kind of don't understand it myself, but she's probably the investigator I've played the most.
What a twist.
Most of the time when we're like, let's play standalone, or like, let's just test individual cards out, I'm like, man, I'm gonna build a Wendy deck. I really like being able to cheat the game, and they're like, yeah, you fail this test. Like, no, I'll throw away this card that does something in the discard and then try again.
Mm-hmm.
She has an insanely powerful ability, and it's really the only time that I play like red and green cards.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
It's like a palate cleanser for me, I guess.
Mm-hmm. When you need your break from your clue getting or occasional gooning with someone we'll see later on this list.
Well, yeah, so for the most part, when new sets come out, you guys take like the red and the green investigators.
Yep.
As a general rule, or they're taken. So this is like when I get to play them. And the one who lets me play both.
It's true. You get all in one meal.
Yeah.
All right, number 3 for Bryn is Ursula Downs.
I don't play a whole lot of yellow investigators. Just kind of as a rule. But Ursula's got, like, to me, the coolest deck building, where you get to play relics 0 to 4. So unfortunately, you don't get to play the Armor of Ardennis, but I understand why you can't. But you get all kinds of cool things. You can play like Pocket Watch. You can play Skeleton Key. You can play all sorts of neat purple cards. And your ability is basically just like investigate one time for free every turn.
Mm-hmm.
The only downside is that your unique card does literally nothing. It's like your unique investigator card is an unexpected card.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I don't like about her.
What's his name?
Oh, something. I don't know. He dies lots.
Yeah, I know Mitch Brown, but that's Leo's.
Yeah. It's probably like Jake something. I think it's Jake. I don't know his last name.
That's how you know he's Garbo.
Yeah. He's not good. Even Mitch Brown, at least Mitch Brown has like a good fantasy that you can live out where you're like, I'll have so many beat cops and guard dogs and crap and play.
What does he even do?
But yeah. He makes it so that the first time that you move or investigate each turn, it doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like kind of trash.
Yeah.
He's like mostly just a 2/2 soak that you can pitch for.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else about this character is really cool.
My number 3 is Finn Edwards, and a big reason for that is he changed something for me how I look and play Arkham Horror. When I saw his foot was so high and his brain was so low, I was like, this is going to be a challenge. And then when I just was able to like start making foot tests easily, I was like, why do we not, like, because this was still early on, this was just Forgotten Age when he came out. I was like, why don't I just make everything good? Why don't I just be good at all? And with the next 2 investigators that are coming, they kind of help facilitate that fantasy of mine. And it's one of those things that I I had a lot of fun playing with Finn, and evading people was one of my. I really enjoyed that style of play. Unfortunately, Rita has since ruined that from when I played Rita. Watching Travis play Rita now, that is, I can definitely attest to that's a much better way to play her. But when I played her in the Circle Undone, I had an awful, awful, awful time. So Finn was like that shining little golden thing of like, oh, this game is, there's a lot more I can do this game than I originally thought. In addition to now this power fantasy of why don't I just make all my skills amazing, and let's try that. Travis, your number 3 is Luke.
Yeah, Luke Robinson. Luke's been a favorite of mine throughout like every Arkham Files game. I enjoy playing him in all of them actually. And so first off, he's got a great color combination, purple 0 to 5. I love playing purple cards, especially those high-powered 5 experience ones. And then Seeker 0 to 2, Seeker cards are very good. I enjoy being the person who goes around and gets clues. The thing that really makes Luke like click for me in this game though is his gate box, which is it's so good, and there's so many cool things you can do with it. Like between shortcutting your allies around and like dropping Storm of Spirits to, you know, just explode groups of enemies, or even like using niche cards like Vantage Points to suck clues off locations and stick them on your one shroud little dreamland area. There's a lot of, he offers like a ton of flexibility. There's tons of movement options. You can, all while having the power of good purple and yellow cards.
And he's also wearing like a robe, so that you know he's powerful.
Yeah, he's also comfy as fuck.
Yeah, you know he's strong too, because he's like, this is what he's fucking around in. He's fighting Gugs in a robe. Hell yes.
You show up in the Dreamland chain, you have like gotten dressed. He's like, what do you mean? I am.
And then he shrivels something right in front of you, and you're like, this guy means business. Yeah. Then he smokes from his dream box, and you're like, okay, maybe this guy is not someone I should trust. Bryn, you're number 2.
This man is not entirely serious.
Bryn, your number 2 is Zoe Samurai.
Yeah. So I want to lead off. I find Zoe to be like a slightly boring blue character in this game. However, she is my favorite character out of probably the entire largely because if you read her backstory, she's literally just a serial killer wandering around the United States finding work as because God told her to. That's it. That's what she's got going. She always gets very high defensive stats because, you know, when you're armored in faith, what can
stop you?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and she kills rats really easily, which is sweet.
Yeah, like she's probably like in the running for the best blue character in the game. I think she's not quite there. She's probably like second or third. But you get free economy, so that's good, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anytime you don't have to do something to progress the game, it feels great.
Yeah.
And she's covered in blood. Like, she is just a serial killer.
Yeah, she's just killing people because she's like, God told me you were bad, so you needed to.
She's also a really good character to introduce players to the game with.
Yeah, definitely.
Because she's like very focused on what she wants to do, and then also like her ability or her, so she does damage for free, which is very good. But also the resource gaining really helps offset some of the frustrations a newer player could have with blue characters, in that their stuff costs a lot of money, and you just get money for doing your job.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. She's also insane against swarming enemies.
Yes.
You get so much money.
So much value.
My number 2 is Min T Fan. So like Travis, because of Eldritch Horror, I really enjoy playing Minty Fan in Eldritch Horror. She sucked in Arkham Horror. Let's just take a moment to talk about that. Yeah. But it made me connect with her character, and I really have, anytime, she's my girl, she's Min, she's so strong, she's so fun. And in the game, she is like the quintessential, apart from maybe Carolyn Fern, like one of the support classes of the game, like one of the big ones, because her job is literally just to help other people succeed by committing skill cards. As I said earlier, I really like events. I like the one and done, and how you're able to react and play with them as you see fit. I like events more, and I haven't played Min in a long. I mean, I did play Min in our mono yellow where she went insane, so I never got a chance to really explore her more. But I like the fact that of what events do and how she's able to help from anywhere once she gets her unique card out, and she just really makes me feel helpful to play, and I like what she does. And she's Min. She's great. I love her. I wish she didn't go crazy when we did our mono yellow, but what can you do?
Yeah, it's tough.
Travis, you're number two.
My number two.
You can't.
Go, Bryn. You go.
Oh, you don't get to leave that place ever.
It's true. Sorry, Travis. You go.
Yeah. Carolyn Fern's my number two. She might be my second most played investigator. I've played her a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
And though I didn't really, first time I played her, I didn't really get it. I was all in on like the horror healing theme, which doesn't like do anything on its own, except enable your teammates kind of with money. But from when I played her in our all blue run, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the last time I played her. There's just so many different ways you can build her with her card pool. She has very unique deck building instructions, which like allow you to still deal with monsters if that's something you need to do, while providing like a ton of resources to your allies, keeping them sane, and just like hoovering up clues all the time. You can do like a spell-based build with her because she's got respectable brain, access to purple cards. You can do the investigating one, or again, you can just do like horror healing and back it up with a little bit of damage from some mediocre level 0 weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Or dynamite.
Yeah. I also just have I've had a lot of fun playing her.
Yeah. She seems like a good time. All right, let's get to our number ones. Drum roll. Bryn, why don't you start with your number one, who is Safina Rousseau.
Yeah, she just played so you have terrible offensive stats, but you get to balance this out with the fact that your foot and brain are both 4, and I always seem to find myself at the mercy of the encounter deck. So if for no other reason, that would place her as one of my favorite. You always get to make the tests against the game. Not a problem. The problem is trying to find a way to play the, and you got to do that with events. So you get to play purple and green events. Probably not quite the strongest in the game. Purple might be, but the green ones are all weird. But you get to try and figure out how to cobble them together and which piece you can afford this turn, and every turn is like sort of a problem-solving exercise. I have 3 money and I have 4 cards, and one of them costs 2, and then the others cost 3. And like, do I play the 2-costed one now and gain a resource with the end of my turn so I can set up one of the other ones next turn, or like, which piece do I use now?
And then when you get a jellyfish egg that you can drink from, you get to do it all again, pretty much.
It doesn't. Nothing matters then. You got a jellyfish egg. Who cares?
Yeah.
The game can't do anything anymore.
Yeah. As you know, I like her a lot. She's sweet.
Mm-hmm. She's really good.
All right. My number one is Silas Marsh. First off, look at him. Look at this dude. He is the second coolest dude in this lineup, yes. But I also think that stands true of the game. Like, it's a badass freaking piece of art.
Yeah, not many people get to character art that dynamic.
I know, right? He's just, fucking eat it, Deep One. Number 2, he's a pirate. That's sweet. I know it says sailor, but he has an eye patch. He's a pirate. That's how it works. Number 3, he is very strong, and he has the biggest safety net to ever exist in this game. It's like, you failed, don't worry about it. Everything's going to be okay. I also know he has a very powerful instant repeatable combo with Eucatastrophe, which makes me... I'm very excited to try it out. But I've never had more fun or felt stronger, apart from maybe Rex Murphy in his golden era, than when I played Silas Marsh the one time I played him when we did our rerun of Circle Undone. Not Circle Undone, sorry, the Forgotten Age. And he's a pirate. Like, that's sweet. I'm Excited to see what his new cards are in the Innsmouth conspiracy, to see what actually is his fishing net or his fishing pole, whatever it
Like
is.
sea change harpoon, and
Yeah.
he has a fishing net as well, I think.
But he is a great time, and I think what I also really enjoy about him is his personal weakness is really fun to play around with, and I think very fair, while also having to slow down your game plan a bit. But I think he is just very, very, very strong. And he's... Look at him! Anyway, Mark Harrigan, unless anyone else has something to say about Silas.
Well, as we know, Mark Harrigan is the best character in the game. He is also one of those characters one of the few characters I have played several times. He's also the only monster killer on my list. Everybody else is primarily a Kluger. Mark Harrigan, it's where I get my monster killing fix from. You just play blue cards and you shoot stuff. Spend all your money on grenades. Spend all your experience on like flamethrowers and stuff, and it's nice to be the person killing stuff instead of asking for help all the time once in a while.
Mm-hmm. It also is very nice that for you, his weakness just says do nothing.
Yeah. No, I also, the flexibility is offered with Sophie. Like, I'll talk about it a bit more. If you really want an in-depth discussion, you can go watch pretty much any other video that relates to investigators, and we talk about Mark Harrigan at some point. But, like, being able to take damage and draw a card to be better at any of your skills and make pretty much any of them, like, not even just passable, but good, is very strong. And especially since they've printed some of the blue healing cards, like Second Wind in particular, he feels a lot less tenuous to play.
Yeah, he's probably insane with that new 5 experienced asset. It soaks like 3 and 3, and you can discard an extra copy from your hand to heal it to full.
Oh yeah, probably. That seems
He's
very
probably
good for him.
crazy good with that.
I also like, outside of the actual gameplay of the character, as I've said in a previous video, I like the stories that we make as we play, and Angry Sophie is one of my favorites. Where she's...
Angry Sophie's pretty good.
Yeah, she's just pissed. She's like, Mark, why did you do this? And Mark's like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, it's stupid. I won't do it again.
Yeah, he seems very... I don't think I've ever played him, but that's because Goon is probably my least favorite role to play. But he does seem really fun for it.
He's just good. He's got
good.
5 punch. You can't argue with 5 punch. And look at this.
You can't. You just can't. Anyways,
Like, this is great art, and this is even his best art.
Yeah, I know. This art's
I know,
actually probably
right?
one of the weaker ones of him, but he's still badass.
Yeah.
Anyways, everyone, thanks for watching our top 5 favorite investigators. Who's your favorite investigator and why? And if you have any ones that match on this list, let us know. I do have to also say I like this this 3 number ones. I think that's a pretty good turnout.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one, and as always, GG's.